Hello YouTubers and welcome to another Doctor Who action figure review. This time I should be taking a look at the Vengeance on Varos set, which was released a very long time ago. This includes Perry and Syl with his tank thing. This was a very momentous occasion back in the day because this was the actual first release of a classic companion, if you don't include K9, and it was Perry, which was a very interesting choice for first classic companion to be released. Let's take a look at the Perry figure now. Now, this to me is an excellent figure. I think the likeness to Nicola Bryant, although not perfect, I think it's very good. In the past, I've said that the female figures, the female characters that have been released in figure form, they didn't exactly have the best likeness, but I think, to me, the likeness here is very good. I think this is a good interpretation of what Nicola Bryant looked like at this time. The face sculpt is very nice. You can see like the lipstick that she's put on there. You can see her red earrings and the fringe going down there and her hair. It works very well. You've got the wash of brown in there and black. You can see though that there is a band that is being sculpted in there. The reason for this is because she wore a band in Attack of the Cybermen, and a few of you will probably know that there is a set that exists with another release of Perry in her pink outfit. It's basically the same figure as this, except this bit is pink and there's a couple of other differences, and she has a band in her hair as well. So, yes, technically it looks a little bit weird on this figure, but they just reuse sculpts to avoid costs of retooling the figure. So I can understand why they've done that. Overall, the detail on the face is very good. In terms of the rest of the figure, I think that they've done an amazing job with the outfit. It's just all like a light turquoisey blue, all the way down to a skirt. She has this red belt as well, which I think is a nice touch. She has this little key ring thing. And she goes all the way around the figure. A lot of creases on this I've spotted, but I suppose that's what it would have looked like in the show. They have, of course, sculpted this bit of the figure here as well, which of course are her famous assets, which is one of the two highlights of Perry and Nicola Bryant as a whole. They've also given her red heelys, which I think have been done very nicely. But the thing with these figures, even though it is accurate, it is a real pain in the arse to stand up. So for instance, I'll just try and get her to stand up now. Oh, she's actually stood up, even though I wanted her to fall down. Brilliant. Articulation wise, the head can do a 360-degree turn, and I don't think that will harm the figure at all. The arms can do a 360 as well as the biceps. There is articulation in the elbows that can move up and down, and there's articulation in the wrists. At the waist there is a 360 articulation. There is articulation in the legs. They can move back and forth. They can also move to the side, and she can actually do the splits. There is thigh articulation just underneath the skirt or shorts, and there is articulation at the legs, but no articulation at her heels there. But that's all fine. I'll just try and get her to stand up now. Please don't fall over. Thank you very much. So in terms of articulation and detail, I think this is a really good figure and a underappreciated figure. I think this is a really good figure. People have complained that this you can see too many articulation joints, but I don't understand why people are complaining about it. I can't see what's wrong with this, to be completely honest with you, because that's what articulated action figures are all about. If you're complaining so much, then get die-cast figures instead, because I'm pretty sure that they never ever do that. Here are the Sixth Doctor and Peri together. Sil was the first 80s villain to be released as a figure which was not a Dalek or a Cyberman, and I think this makes for a very good figure. Now, I just mentioned diecast figures with the Peri figure, how that would just totally not work, but Sil himself is actually diecast, so he's not articulated at all. No articulation in the arms or at the head or anything like that. He's just one solid piece of plastic. I'll just move his little thing out the way. I'll talk about that in a minute. Sil is just one solid piece, as you can see. So just one piece. So you can't move him at all. You can't move his head or anything like that. I actually think this was a good move by Character Options, because sometimes it allows for them to give the character more detail. I think they've done that very, very well. He's painted in a brown, and they're giving it a little bit of a glossy finish because he's quite slimy in the show. They've even given him veins here and fins on his head. I can't remember the veins in the thing, but it's a nice addition to detail nonetheless. And his tongue sticking out as well, because he often did that in the thing. He's got his little thing here. I can't remember what the purpose of this was for, but it is accurate to how it looked. And I think overall this is just a very good likeness to Nabil Shaban, the character Sil as a whole. I think it's a very good representation. We have got that legal garb at the bottom, which I really hate. We can put this on his thing. There's no peg on the thing though, so there's no peg there, there's no peg there, so you just have to balance him on there. So say if I move this around, you could just drop off like that, which is a bit of a pain, but it's not really too much trouble if you just don't move him around that much. At the top of the thing here, we can see there's like slime trails here, which I think was a nice addition to detail. Because I don't think we actually saw this without Sil, so I think they've added that with artistic license, and I think they did a good job there. You can see it's even rubbed off on his chair here. We have his acid bath here. This is just all the sticker, and you can see, yeah, they've not really done a very good job in terms of the stickers. You got all these buttons here and circuits. You got like a keyboard at the back. Again, more circuits here. Again, this is all just one solid piece of plastic, a bit like the Master's TARDIS from the Time Monster. And you can just see here the bubbles of the acid have been sculpted in, but unfortunately you can't really see it on camera, which is a real shame because I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But we've just put him on top there. Yeah, look how cool he looks. So first human classic companion that we ever had, and the first monster that was not a Dalek or the Cybermen from the 80s, which was released as a figure. Can't really go wrong with this set, to be honest with you, and plus Vengeance on Varos is a story which I actually quite like. I think it's one of the better Sixth Doctor stories, as the Sixth Doctor didn't really have a good set of stories during his time as Doctor Who. Overall, would I get this? Well, it's completely up to you. I myself would, but I'm just saying that because I actually own this, even though it's took me ages to get this figure set. I would get it. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned next time.